Is the United States strategy to dominate the global chip industry by 2030 crumbling before its eyes? Industry giant ASML has been dealt a harsh blow with their latest earnings report revealing a staggering $7 billion chip technology ban. But here's the twist. This could actually backfire on China, dealing a critical blow to their ambitious chip plans. What's going on here and what does this mean for ASML's future? We've got all the details coming up, so stay tuned. In today's increasingly interconnected world, remaining informed about global conflicts can seem like a full-time job. But what if it didn't have to be? Introducing Ground News, a website and app that pulls back the curtain on international conflicts by providing a comprehensive and balanced view of global news. Whether you want to compare headlines from different countries or dig into the details of a particular story, Ground News has you covered. Their unbiased approach to news curation means you won't miss out on any important stories or perspectives. Stay up to date on all the latest developments and gain a deeper understanding of the world around you. Start exploring today at Ground News. Now let's get back to the video. Did you know that ASML is the global leader in lithography systems for the semiconductor industry? Well, their advanced machines are essential for creating the tiny transistors that power our electronic devices. But now they're facing a major roadblock due to the U.S. Department of Commerce, restricting exports of 14 AI-related items to China. In fact, this move is part of the U.S. strategy to counter China's growing technological advancements. But many experts believe that this move will only serve to strengthen China's resolve and determination to become self-sufficient in the chip industry. And with Beijing investing heavily in developing domestic chip capabilities, it's possible that the U.S. export ban could backfire and actually accelerate China's progress. So let us take a closer look at why the U.S. ban on SMEs chip tech could be a big mistake, and how it might end up helping China instead of hurting them. First off, let us talk about why the U.S. government is trying to ban SML's chip tech in the first place. Well, simply put, it's because they want to maintain their dominance in the global chip industry. The U.S. has long been a leader in chip manufacturing, and they want to keep it that way. So they've imposed a ton of restrictions on China, including the one on ASML's twin-scan systems, which are used to make chips below 28 nanometers. These systems are a critical piece of technology that allow companies to mass-produce chips for things like smartphones and cars. And the U.S. is worried that if China gets their hands on them, they'll be able to catch up to the U.S. and even overtake them in chip technology. That's not something the U.S. government wants to happen, so they're trying to do everything they can to stop it. But here's where things get interesting. Many experts believe that this move is actually going to backfire on the U.S. and help China even more than hurt them. Let's face it, China has already proven that they're capable of some pretty impressive things when it comes to chip manufacturing. They've been investing heavily in developing domestic chip capabilities and have made significant progress in recent years. In fact, according to industry analysts, China could account for 40% of the global semiconductor market by 2030. And with companies like SMIC already making chips as advanced as 7 nanometers, it's clear that China is a serious player in the chip game. So when the U.S. tried to ban ASML's chip tech, they were hoping to deal a major blow to China's chip ambitions. But many experts believe that this move will only serve to strengthen China's resolve and determination to become self-sufficient in the chip industry. After all, China has been down this road before. Back in 2003, when the U.S. banned the sale of advanced chip-making equipment to China, Beijing responded by investing heavily in domestic equipment manufacturers, and guess what? It worked. China was eventually able to develop equipment that was just as good as the stuff the U.S. was selling. And it's not just the U.S. ban on ASML's chip tech that's causing headaches for China. In fact, ASML themselves have said that they expect the restrictions to have a major impact on their business. ASML CEO Paul S. Swartz said during their Q4 earnings call, "We expect the current restrictions on the export of certain semiconductor equipment and the license requirements for the export of immersion lithography systems to significantly impact our near-term results of operations and financial condition." In fact, ASML has already started feeling the pain. In the first quarter of 2024, the company saw a 35% drop in net sales compared to the same period last year, and they're expecting things to continue to get tough. ASML has lowered their guidance for the second quarter of 2024, predicting a 30% drop in net sales. So it's clear that the U.S. ban on ASML's chip tech is having a major impact on the company. But what does this mean for China? Well, it could be a major opportunity for them to invest in their own chip equipment industry and make even more progress in developing advanced chip technologies. China is already home to several major chip equipment manufacturers, including a company called Nora. The company is one of the largest suppliers of chip-making tools in the world and has been steadily gaining market share in recent years. In fact, according to industry analysts, China's share of the global semiconductor equipment market has grown from 20% in 2010 to over 50% today. And with Chinese equipment makers becoming more competitive, it's likely that China will continue to invest heavily in the industry. That means that China could soon be home to companies capable of producing cutting-edge chip-making equipment that rivals ASML's twin scan systems. So while the US may think they're hurting China by banning ASML's chip tech, they could end up doing more harm than good. By stifling ASML's growth, the US is giving other companies like Narita an opportunity to shine and potentially accelerate China's progress in the chip industry. Of course, it's worth noting that the US isn't the only country trying to ban ASML's chip tech. Japan and South Korea have also placed similar restrictions on China, which means that ASML is facing a major uphill battle. But despite these challenges, ASML remains optimistic about their future prospects. In fact, the company is still investing heavily in research and development, and is working on next-generation technologies that could push the boundaries of chip making even further. Despite the tough economic conditions, ASML is still planning to invest between 2.6 and 2.8 billion euros in R&D this year. That's a lot of money considering that the company's total revenue last year was just under 11 billion euros. And the company is confident that these investments will pay off in the long run. In fact, ASML's Chief Technology Officer, Doug Dunn, recently said that he believes the company's technology will enable chips to continue shrinking for at least another decade. Of course, ASML's future success will depend on whether or not they can navigate the choppy waters of international politics. The US ban on ASML's chip tech is a major obstacle, but the company is already taking steps to mitigate the impact. ASML has been working hard to diversify its customer base and is focusing on building strong relationships with chipmakers outside of China. In addition, the company is exploring new markets such as the automotive industry, which is expected to drive demand for advanced chip-making equipment. Ultimately, ASML's success will depend on their ability to adapt to the ever-changing landscape of the chip industry. Now, we'd love to hear your thoughts on the situation. Do you think the US ban on ASML's chip tech will backfire and end up helping China? Or do you think the company will be able to weather the storm and come out stronger than ever? Let us know in the comments below. And don't forget to subscribe for more insights on the latest tech news and developments. Thanks for watching. Until next time.